Ladies and gentlemen of the RNG Revolution, welcome to the 68th episode of the RngCast. I, as always, am Buster Knuckle. Joining me this week are...
Good morning, Revolution. This is your boy, Raven.
And it's your buddy, Alex, known as Alex.
Alex, I'm so glad you said something, because I was going to be like, Alex, you can introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself. So, how's everybody doing this week, man? How's everybody's weekend been?
Pretty good. Fantastic.
So far, so good. Got that hype train rolling hard.
Yeah, man, we got like 4...
Oh, yeah, I got a... Oh. This is hilarious, because now I can't help. I can no longer... As if the Destiny 2 dynamic background on my PS4 that didn't remind me. My D2 preloaded like a couple days ago, which sadly means it's on my dashboard now, and it has a countdown timer attached to it. So I know at all times, just like right this instance, like in, at this moment of recording, there's 3 days, 14 hours, 17 minutes, and 21 seconds before it releases.
Yeah. So the count is on for us, right?
Oh, so like I said, I was actually surprised it preloaded so soon, but I'm kind of happy because that means like, what was it? I believe because, yeah. I mean, it's there. It's like unless they send out another patch, because also that's another thing. Yesterday it patched.
Really?
Yeah, the game hasn't even released yet, and it's already on 1.02. Bungie?
I guess they're just...
I don't know what to say about that one.
They're being careful, I guess? Or proactive instead of
reactive?
I
guess. I don't know.
You can't really get
mad
at them.
That was weird, let me tell you what. Like, preloaded one day, next thing I know, downloading new version. It's like, wait, what? It's not even released yet. How can you be downloading another version?
Magic. Space magic. I remember being at work the other day, and all of a sudden I just start seeing people tweeting out for the puppies, and I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? What the hell is going on? And then I watched the video, the live action trailer, and was like, oh, well, that makes sense. Okay, for the puppies. Had to be a Titan that screamed it. I get it. Fine. I love dogs. I can understand it, but it just made me giggle that everybody was like, that's the one thing people took from it. Not how awesome Cade 6 looked. For the puppies is what people took from it, and that's just one thing. I just started laughing, and my buddy who plays Destiny 1, Frenchie, he was super into it. He's like, dude, I gotta get Destiny 2. I'm like, you haven't gotten it yet? He's like, no. I'm like, no, definitely go get it right now. Like, you should leave work early and go get it. But...
Yeah, it's one hilarious thing that I find, is what the community decides to pull from these trailers. I mean, that's like the initial release. It wasn't, in the initial, announcement, it wasn't, Zavala's, Independence Day level, freaking promotional speech there that was just amazing. That was Cade talking about, more importantly, my stuff.
Yeah.
And screw Gary. And, those are the things that people decide to take away. It's like, all right.
Yeah, you guys are, it's Gary? Is that... Okay, cool. That's what you guys got into, Gary. I get it. I get it. I dig it. But okay. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me though. It was a good line because it was, you didn't expect it when it came out for the puppies. So we also got a lot of information about Destiny 2,
issued by Bungie themselves
and Luke Smith, which is one of the things that I'm slowly starting to enjoy watching him talk candidly more, because you can just see he's like us. He's a fan. He loves the game. All right. So,
I was about to say that's been the thing about That's been the bad thing about Luke Smith is like everything that's been controversial that he's ever said. It's because this isn't a businessman. This isn't a man that knows like management etiquette and crap like that. This is just a dude that has gotten lucky to work himself up to where he is. I mean, if you can start basically in Deej's position and become the game director of an entire game, then you're doing something right. And definitely isn't how he talks to people. That's for sure. We've learned that.
That's part of his charm, you know? That's why the community either loves him or hates him, because apparently they hated him for a while, and now they love him because he did the AMA on Reddit, or I'm sorry, on Twitter, right?
Oh yeah, it was. I believe the channel was Wired, but yeah, he did just pulled questions off Twitter and answered them right then and there. Hilariously, he also pulled a question out from under pipe.
Yeah. He also the part that got me was when the Ikora bobblehead, it kept falling over, and he was like, "I gotta stack that. Hold on, I don't want the warlocks getting mad at me."
Yeah, people are gonna think I don't like Ikora, and like no matter what he did, he couldn't stack it. It was hilarious. So it came to the point where it was basically a running gag where you just look at the cameras like, I'll get that fixed. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll get that fixed. I'll fix that. And then the next shot is standing up.
So he answered a lot of questions. One of the things he mentioned was that yellow bars will be dropping power ammo in PvE, which
yes.
One of the things
they're more likely to drop them.
Yes, not guaranteed, but more likely. He spoke about power weapon economy, how fusion rifles were super strong and they came back a touch, and for the release, how
they've tweaked rocket launchers as well, giving them a little more damage. Because, like he said, their goal is to try and make every power weapon. They're not trying to make like end all be alls. They're just trying to make because as he's explained, because there was a question, it's like, so what's the difference between energy or like special and power or heavy? And part of his explanation was the fact that power weapons are one-hit kills. They're designed to be that way. That's why their economy is limited. So they want all power ammo to be a separate choice from one another instead of having like, well, this one's just really good type situation.
Yeah, he also mentioned they touched the sniper rifle idle sway and scope in time, I believe, is what he said.
Something
like that.
I can't remember if it was. Yeah, it was definitely flinch. Flinch was one of them. Okay. Yeah. They actually they're actually reducing that flinch. They're actually making it better. So make it a little easier again to snipe. Mm-hmm. So there's some news.
Yeah. Did he mention anything else of note? I mean, a lot of it was just funny quibs, and he'll miss Fatebringer.
Yeah. Well, his favorite thing. Like, also hilariously, he answered a couple questions about the loot cave and if such a thing would ever be there, and if they hadn't. Like, if he thought if people would still be shooting at the loot cave if they didn't patch it, which his answer was, part of me wants to say, no, people wouldn't be there. But part of me knows, yeah, that's why we had to stop it. But and the fact that, the loot cave is actually, like, they poke fun out of it, but from the sounds of what he said, like, the loot cave was kind of a big mark of shame for Bungie. Because here they released like this game, but like the most fun / rewarding thing to do in that game at the time was to sit in front of a cave and shoot for hours. So that's not something that, I've always thought they didn't really take it that heavily because they have poked fun at it. But like I said, just the instance that he actually spoke out the answer in such a way really kind of puts it in the perspective that it's a pretty big deal for them, and they're trying not to definitely repeat that mistake and try to keep things rewarding. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, definitely, because Luke Smith has already said on Twitter, like, long ago, that they are kind of okay with the white whales that get away, like those things that just won't drop for you. So they're definitely like trying to balance it out that they want the game to be and feel rewarding without just giving you everything for nothing. So, which that's really a delicate balance that I really can't think of a game that does it well, to be honest. Because, I mean, single-player RPGs just don't need that kind of longevity, because as soon as that game sells, that's fine. But being a sustained world, Destiny, just in general, kind of needs that sustained thing going to keep people interested, just for the long haul. And before I went on that rant, I might have remembered a couple points, but now they're definitely forgotten. So
they'll come to you after we'll move on. Then they'll come to you midway through the episode, I bet.
Probably.
On the TWAB, they meant that the release date is 3 days and some odd hours away, as Raven has eloquently put it, thanks to his PlayStation. But they put out the end game timeline. The Nightfalls will be ready whenever you are, which isn't a surprise. That's fine. The Raid will come out on September 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trials is returning September 15th at 10 a.m. We spoke about this a little bit on the pre-show, and that's basically they're following the Destiny 1 timeline for raids. And I mean, I'm not surprised. I'll be ready whenever I'm ready. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to go in blind like I did for Wrath of Machines, because going in blind is just way fun. Like, what do you, Raven? What's your thoughts on that? Alex, you can throw in your thoughts too.
I am definitely going like as blind as possible. I mean, a lot of people complain that it's not long enough and they're going to feel rushed. But at the same time, to be honest, nothing is stopping you from going in at your own pace except for your own curiosity and such. Mm-hmm. There is definitely a sense of wonder and amazement of like figuring out encounters on your own. But at the same time, like I'm always on the fence about that, because it is fun to figure things out. But at the same time, I've yet to have a blind raid. I've yet to have one finish. So I have not figured out a raid from start to finish. And B, I've yet to have one last less than like 6 hours. So on one end, I do like figuring things out, but at the other hand, I'm also not above having someone actually tell me, "Hey, you do this and like this, and let's try and figure out a way to get that work." It's like, all right, cool. So I kind of really, because I'll be ready when I'm ready, and if I can stay blind, awesome. If not, cool.
Yeah, for me, I'm pretty much going to be grinding my little heart out as much as possible. If I come close to the level limit and it looks like there is a possibility and I see people beating it at the level that I'm at when it releases, then I'm definitely going to be going at it blind and just giving it my best shot. But if it looks like you have to be high level, max light, max level, have certain amount of gear just to beat it, then I might have to just watch other people play it and see how they're doing it before I hop in, which sucks. But at the same time, I still get that entertainment value of watching other people do it. Like I watched, the other streamers when Kingsfall came out, and just watching them intimidated me to be like, oh shit, I'm not going to be able to beat this raid anytime soon. These guys literally took almost 12 hours to beat it, and ain't no way me and some LFG randoms are going to come at this, any stronger than an actual set team. But there's always that chance, man. It's going to come down to where I'm at when it actually is time for it to be released.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think for when we did Wrath of Machines, I went blind and a couple other people went blind, and then Des, you were in the party with us, and you kept saying, "Do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to help you?" And we were like, "No, no, 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 no." And then after a while, I was like, "Yes, give us a hint." And then you were like, "Think Rift," and I was like, "Oh, I gotta carry the spark." Because remember, we were doing all kinds of dumb stuff. Like I was carrying the spark, running around, trying to spike it on Vasic. We were doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I was running across, like slamming it in different areas as opposed to powering up one. We were doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And Des, to your credit, you were just like, "All right, well, you can try this." All right, and I mean, I think we messed up like 10 times, and then you were like, "You want me to help you?" And we're like, yeah. And you're like, "Just do one." And we're like, "Oh shit, okay, there we go, got it." And then, it was fun. I enjoy generally doing the going blind. Going blind is always fun for me. I mean, Leviathan just sounds cool because we were spoiled. There's the surprise. People can't not spoil things. I mean, I'm ready. I mean, I'm not ready. I don't have the game yet. I have to go to GameStop and actually buy the physical copy because I refuse to get the digital editions. It's just my personal preference. A lot of people are like, "Why don't you get the digital? You can preload it." I'm like, I like having the case and stuff. I'm weird, but
So Subcult 619 says, "When are we getting to the real reason we're all here? Paladins."
Soon, Sub. Very, very soon. Thank you for bringing that up.
That segment is a little later. It's
coming.
Hold your horses.
You're not going anywhere. We know. And we appreciate you not going anywhere.
We love you, and you love us. Admit it. No. Yeah, so, also, I did actually remember one thing. From the mouth of Luke Smith, elemental damage on non-exotic weapons are exchangeable.
Yes, with mods. So we were right.
Yeah, the weapon mods are definitely exchangeable. He did, exclude exotics because it makes sense. Exotics are kind of designed to be a thing. But no, he did actually specify that the elemental mods can be swapped out pretty much on any weapon that has an element on it. So that's very, very bueno. Because he also confirmed the fact that if you pop an enemy shield with a matching element, because an energy weapon is going to do better damage across the board to enemy shields. Doesn't matter what element you use. But the benefit of matching an element to another shield is the fact that it does, when the shield pops, it literally explodes, doing extra damage to the person wearing the shield and doing damage to anything that's within a specific area. So it's going to be very beneficial to match elements still. So that's the thing.
So Subcult keeps yelling, saying it's going to be some weapons, not any weapon. It's going to be some weapons that have it, and I feel like it made that PlayStation pre-order Borealis sniper made it a lot less special.
Well, I mean, it can still. I still don't know how to do it, but it can still swap elements on the fly, which is something that no weapon has done yet. The closest thing to swapping an element, period, has been Murmur, who could swap between Solar and Arc. Mm-hmm. But that changed the weapon pretty much entirely if you did that.
Yeah, some of the weapons will have elemental mods. I don't believe all of them will be able to be changed. I mean, they might. Well, I don't know.
Well, he did say, barring exotics, but then there is the kinetics that will never have an elemental property. Mm-hmm. They are kinetic for a reason. And then, yeah.
All right. I mean, Alex, I know you're a Trials guy. Are you stoked that Trials is coming back so quick, or?
Oh yeah, I mean, the more games I play, the better I become. Especially now that I actually have a set clan that's focused more on PvP.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm at a better advantage. Where Destiny 1, I only went to the lighthouse about 5 times, twice in year 1 just to get the exotic emblem, and then year 3 because I had nothing better to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've only been twice, so you got me beat. But I'm not really a Charles guy. I just it was fun when I played it, but it was like, cool. All right, it's cool. It looks awesome. Cool. Thanks for the doctrine of passing. I appreciate that. I'll see you later. Bye bye. But yeah, I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a shot. But I'm definitely I think I'm gonna take Destiny 2 slow and steady. Like, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna rush through it. I'm gonna savor it like a good meal. Is the way I'm gonna look at it. Plus, I have so many other games now. I'm not doing the only Destiny thing like I did in year 1 through 3. So, but I'm definitely gonna, when I get it this weekend coming up, I'm gonna hop on for a while. I already let the wife know, like, babe, listen, I'm gonna give you Friday, all of Friday. However, I'm probably gonna overdose on pre-workout and stay up all night, and then just do the podcast and then go to sleep. That's what's gonna happen, okay? Oh yeah, by the way, on my vacation in October, we can go on day trips and stuff. Like, we can go to the zoo and all that. However, I just asked for a 5-hour block at night for that week that I can just play my games. And she's like, all right. It's only like once every couple years you get a new game. I'm like, exactly. It's not like I'm doing this every week, all week. It's only for like the week of my vacation and the week it comes out. I mean, it's not really crazy, right? So, my question is this: have you guys been buying Pop-Tarts and Rockstars?
Nope.
No, me neither.
I'm ashamed of how many Rockstars I've drank and have an actual little clip just filled with little caps on them. I already claimed 3 of them.
Really?
So yeah. So the moment that it was released that you can actually start claiming them, I did my 3, and I was like, all right, that's the maximum for that week, because I guess it's 3 a week, and then you get 1 bonus one, and I guess the bonus one is the chance to win the motorcycle, the Titan, a Warlock, or Hunter motorcycle. But I mean, how baller would it be cruising down the street in your Warlock or Titan motorcycle? Just chill. But my heart can't take too many Rockstars now. It's starting to hurt.
I can't even. I mean, I can't stomach that shit anyway. Rockstar just tastes like battery acid to me. If I did find the can, I would just buy it and then be like, anybody want this? Get a cup? Nope.
Oh my god.
Thanks for the tab.
Just dumped it all out.
Yeah.
Actually,
pouring out for all my loot in the. Thanks, Gary.
if I was actually still working, I knew a lot of people that drank Rockstars in my last job. And yeah, I'd probably actually be picking up a few. You want a Rockstar? No, don't worry, man. It's on me. Just give me your tap.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And as for Pop-Tarts, I'm just like, yeah, I could eat Pop-Tarts. If I find the box, I'll grab one. If not, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I found 1 box and then realized you have to text the receipt to them and then wait for a response back for them to give you the code. I was like, no, I'll pass.
That's
That's
an ordeal.
That's too many steps for just an XP bonus. I still have Rockstar, or no, what are they, Red Bull ones? Red Bull XP bonuses from last year.
Uh-huh.
I still have probably like 5 left in my actual vault.
Yeah, I think I have 3. Now that I think about it, because I didn't use any of them when I started new characters. I just played the game. I mean, it's cool that they're getting that big. They're trying to get the notoriety using national brands and stuff. But some people are going to buy them, some people aren't. You lost me at Rockstar, Bungie. You lost me at Rockstar. But it's funny. There's a couple of guys that I work with that drink Rockstars, and I'm looking at the can. They're like, you want some? I'm like, no, I just want to see if it's a Destiny 2 can. They're like, no. I'm like, fuck it then. I don't want it. But a couple of the guys I work with now are trying to swear off soda. So they're like, no sodas, no rock stars, no energy drinks. And I'm like, all right. And then in this Thursday past, we were there until like 7 a.m. And everybody was like, I was looking at them, and it was at the 3 o'clock break, and everybody was like, doing the head wobble. I'm about to pass out, and I was like, I got some pre-workout in the car. You guys want that? And they were like, yes. And I should have been like, listen, guys, I don't think you understand what this is. This is strong shit. Like, this is, you're talking to me now. And the guy was like, oh yeah. I'm like, you want a half scoop? Because they suggest having a half scoop. And one of the guys was like, nah, man, just give me a full scoop. I'm super tired. I'm like, I will warn you again. It says take a half scoop. And he's like, nah, man, I'm good. I drink a lot of Rockstar. I'm like, all right. You asked for it. And I scooped it out, and they drank it. And I don't know, about 20, 30 minutes later, I drive by the guy in the aisle, and he just like looks up at me. And for a split second, it almost looks like panic is in his face. Like he wasn't ready for it, like it hit him. And he looks up at me and goes, why do I feel like I'm getting stung by 1,000 flaming bees? I'm like, oh, that's just a beta-alanine. It's the tingles. It'll go away. It's fine. I'm sure it doesn't help that we're in the freezer and it's cold, so your skin's heating up. And he was like, oh my god, dude, I'm so amped up. I'm ready to go. And he was like talking super fast, like a mile a minute. And I'm just laughing. It was so funny when people were like, I'm not ready for this. And yeah, you're not. It's a pre-workout. You're supposed to be working out, but, throwing boxes, throwing pallets, it's a workout, I guess. It counts, right? Please help me feel better about myself for dosing my one of my coworkers with a super strong pre-workout.
No, because you should feel bad for dosing people. How dare you?
Hey, it could have been way worse.
He was asking for it in the end.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate that. He asked for it. I just, had it and facilitated. Better than falling asleep on the forklift and crashing it, right? So, Dis, have you thought anything else Luke Smith talked about?
No. I think that was actually the biggest thing. I think, other than the fact that Luke Smith did intercept a question by Bife, and the person had asked why Cade 6 went to Nessa to end up trapped in Vex technology, because the person had asked if it was for, I forget one of them, but if it was for one of the people that was trapped in the Vex simulation, so I forget both the names. So it's like, if it was either for the Stranger or from one of the Mara Sundaresh.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke Smith said neither of those. Cade went to Nessa because Cade did something that no one expected him to do, and that was try and be a hero. He lost his light. He basically tried to steal technology from Vex to use that. Didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
And that's how Nessa starts off for you.
Rescuing Cade.
So, rescuing Cade from being trapped.
Nice.
From him attempting to do what we do, essentially.
I've watched them for so many years doing heroic stuff. They killed so many hive gods. They killed one Vex.
Which I mean, yeah, legitimately, like Luke Smith said, it's something that was completely unexpected of Cade, but that's because of his very aloof attitude. But at the same time, you hear all these lines like, "I want to be out there. Mm-hmm. I want to go. Take me with you." I mean, there's that entire thing. So he finally has an opening. The light's gone. Like the freaking Vanguard's kind of in shambles, so he bolts off and he tries to do the hero thing.
So, I have a couple quick topics and questions before we get to the Paladins talk, because Subcult brought it up. What movies that are upcoming are you anxious to see?
Honestly, I don't keep up with movies too much beyond comic book movies.
Infinity Wars.
Well, yeah,
that's all I can say. Just pretty much anything Marvel right now. Still addicted to it.
I've recently caught the Guardians of the Galaxy sequel.
What you think?
I'm not as huge of a fan as probably 90% of the people who saw it are. Because while good, it was kind of questionable in a couple areas. My biggest issue was the fact that because Baby Groot was everywhere in like marketing and everything and like deal brands and crap like that. Mm-hmm. Like Baby Groot, like plushies and Funko Pop vinyls and crap like that. I felt that the only reason that they kept Groot a baby is to cash in. Like, it really felt like that. They were really trying to, like, draw it in. Because, the first, like, 5 minutes of the movie is, like, a Baby Groot dancing. So, it's... And, like I said, when I heard the fact that it's like, oh, yeah, we wanted Groot to be, like, fully grown, but then we decided not to, so it's only, like, 2 months after the first movie happened. It's like, why? But, I will say that Teenage Groot, does look like it's going to be hilarious if they do a movie with Teenage Groot. Minor spoiler for a... Let me tell you what, there are so many freaking stinger clips in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it is freaking ridiculous.
There's like 7, right? It was 6? There's a lot.
5 or 6, something like that. And it's like, holy crap, like every time you turn around. One of the stingers pretty much... hence one of the most overpowered characters in Marvel history. Mm-hmm. One of. There's a few in Marvel history, but this guy was pretty much the first. So there's that. But as far as upcoming movies, I can't wait for X-Men: The Dark Phoenix, I think it's being called. Which comic book nerds would be like, but Raven, they did X-Men 3 Last Stand, and that covered Dark Phoenix. Oh. We don't talk about that movie here.
It's like the Voldemort of movies.
Yeah, the movie that shall not be named, which legitimately for the longest time my wife did not understand my hatred for that movie. Because I legitimately hated it more than what I do now, but yeah, so they're actually retconning their own movie. So, hooray. From the sounds of it, like casting call, like deciphering and crap like that, they are apparently casting people from the Shi'ar Empire, which is super good for comic book nerds because that was actually... The Shi'ar Empire was an alien race that was heavily involved in the Dark Phoenix saga. So, and there have been other proposed Hellfire Club members that have been deciphered from the casting. So it definitely seems like it's going to be covering both the Hellfire Club as well as the Shi'ar Empire, which are the two big elements that amazingly were nowhere to be found in X-Men 3 Last Stand. So yeah, I really can't wait to see how they correct how they correct the issues of their earlier Phoenix exploration.
I have a small list of upcoming movies that
Deadpool 2, that's going to be amazing.
Well, that was one of the ones that is actually on the list. Upcoming, within the next couple months, the remake.
Oh God,
of It.
I know that's going to be. Wow, it's going to be so creepy, man.
I looked at. I saw the 3rd trailer where they actually do the full face reveal and it's way more in depth. And I look over at my girlfriend. I'm like, we're going to go see that, right? And she's like, oh yeah, I love horror movies. I'm like, have you seen the original? And she's like, it's just about a creepy clown, right? I'm like, oh no, my sweet summer child, no. It was not. So, she was like, what do you mean? And I had to literally explain to her what it was in, vague statements because I found it on demand, and I was like, we're going to watch this, just to let you know. Fun fact, Tim Curry is afraid of clowns. So when he was Tim Curry,
Is that the guy I'm thinking it is?
Yes.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. Why does that movie pop out in my head?
I was going to say,
why does that pop out in my head?
Because that's
Out
like
of
the
all
most iconic.
Tim Curry roles.
I was going to say the Demon from Legend.
Yeah, I mean, come on, but no.
Right.
But yeah.
He's a Freddy clown. So when he had the makeup put on him, he had every mirror taken down.
Wait, is Tim Curry Pennyworth?
Yes, he's Pennywise.
Oh my god! And you see, hilariously, my wife loves horror movies, loves Stephen King. Is one of those people that has a deep-seated fear of clowns.
Really?
So it is something she will never watch ever. Yes. And I'm kind of okay with that because I've watched you watch the trailers for the original It, and the original It was just a creepy clown, legitimately. His he looked like a normal clown. He sounded like a normal clown. New It
until the end
doesn't. Yeah, this new It doesn't look like a normal clown. Doesn't sound like a normal clown. He already sounds like way more menacing.
And I think the actor is Bill Skarsgård. He was in it was the Netflix show.
He was that was the guy from Thor, wasn't it?
No, that was his dad. I think there's a bunch of Skarsgård.
Oh, okay.
I think his older brother plays Eric on True Blood.
Okay.
There's a lot of Skarsgårds. Let's just put it that way.
Apparently.
Another one, American Assassin. I want to see. It has Michael Keaton in it. He plays a villain, I guess. It looks really good. The Kingsman, The Golden Circle, because I love the first one.
I saw trailers for that, and it looks interesting, but at the same time, I'm going to have to watch the first one because I actually have not seen Kingsman. The first Kingsman, for some reason, is a movie that's kind of escaped me. Like one of those I didn't realize I didn't watch it until recently. Kind of like the third Star Trek movie, Into Darkness. Yeah, haven't seen it still. Actually wanted to see that one.
I think I saw the first one, the first new Star Trek movie. I think I saw.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty good. The second one was okay. People say the third Into Darkness is really where it's at for the Star Trek remakes.
And of course, I wanted to see the new Blade Runner, the remake of Blade Runner, the Thor movie, and I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to watch Justice League. Just I can't say I'm a comic book fan. I'm a comic kid unless I see that.
Okay, I'm gonna be that guy because the Justice League movie. It's hilarious that they're doing this, but they expect you to believe that they're gonna go an entire DC movie without showing Superman.
Oh yeah, please.
The Superman's going to be in the Justice League movie. In fact, one of the original posters for the Justice League movie has Superman in front and center. Mm-hmm. So it's and then there's one of the trailers that if you watch it after the thing, it's basically a stinger to a trailer where Alfred turns around and is like, so are you ready to to show yourself? And it's like, of course he's talking to Superman. Come on. They're not going to have a Justice League movie without Superman. Now the good news is apparently, it might be good news, but apparently, what's his face? Joss Whedon has rewritten at least a portion of the Justice League movie, and it might actually be fairly phenomenal now. Maybe. I mean,
yeah. I also heard that. Oh God, who plays Superman? The new Superman.
Henry Cavill.
Okay. Apparently, when they wrapped shooting, they had to do reshoots. He grew a mustache because I think he's doing a new Mission Impossible, and they were like, you got to shave, and the other company was like, no, he doesn't. So they spent $100 million on post production to remove a fucking mustache off his face. And I had to. When I heard that, I shook my head and I was like, "Oh man, DC, you're just throwing money at the screen, hoping it works. Because if it doesn't work, you're really screwed. Like you're really, really screwed."
You mean like just about every other DC movie ever made?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna look like a Japanese flick where the lip syncing is off.
Cause they're just gonna like.
Now,
I hope they do the worst job at it. It just looks like this over his face. That's what I really hope.
Now I've got to say though, speaking of like afterworks or whatever on actors, what they did in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with Kurt Russell, my god, young Kurt Russell looked amazing. Like early in the movie, like wow, it actually looked like freaking Escape from New York was the first one. Like Kurt Russell.
Oh, he looks like OG Snake Plissken.
Yeah, I mean basically, which. Hilariously, I don't know how many people know, but Snake Plissken was the inspirational source for another famous snake, Solid Snake.
I was about to say he might have been Solid.
Yeah, so I actually find that actually entirely hilarious because when you look at it, Solid Snake and Snake Plissken, yes, has a lot of similar things, right down to the voice, the very rough voice, and an eye patch, and a penchant for cigars, because. I mean, Escape from New York was like, what, an 80s action movie?
Yeah.
Of course the hero's going to smoke a cigar. I mean, come on. You think anti-smoking campaigns were a thing back then? No.
Des, apparently Subcult has been asking questions, and I think, Alex, you got most of them. I just saw one pop up.
One.
What are your thoughts about them redoing Lord of the Flies with an all-girl cast?
I have neither read the book nor watched the movie. That's one of those things that I've somehow dodged. So I actually have like no positive or negative connotations to that, other than the fact, why screw with it?
I haven't either, so don't feel bad, Des. I don't recall that story. Them redoing things with all-girl cast, I'm not surprised with the success of Wonder Woman. Because Gal Gadot carried that movie. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Ooh.
Oh, you mean the Captain America ripoff movie?
Yeah, that's what it was, but, you know.
I mean, pretty much.
It's a
superhero
superhero with
like,
a shield. I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, well, it's a superhero with a shield, and like she's really older than what she seems, and she helped out in like World War.
Yeah.
And she's still the same person. But somehow she's in present day.
You do realize I'm going to have to do a disclaimer so we don't end up on Reddit again with all the Cheeto fingers going crazy.
Oh, go ahead. I mean,
They're sexist bigots. Oh my god, they're sexist bigots. They said that Wonder Woman is a Captain America ripoff, even though all of his points were valid.
Yeah, I said the Wonder Woman movie is a Captain America ripoff, which I don't know about you, but I don't remember any famous Wonder Woman story arcs that happened in World War I or II. I mean, I'm also not a DC person, so that is kind of like a serious question too, but at the same time,
Hey, so-called. Hold on a second. You can't take away my man card. I've seen Battle Royale. I think I win. I think we get it back. Battle Royale is probably what Lord of the Flies is, just way more graphically violent. I've also haven't seen Godfather, so, I mean...
All right, I mean...
You know...
I haven't seen Lord of the Flies. Okay. I mean, it's one I'm also not interested.
A buddy of mine watched the new Death Note movie from Netflix.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm so mad. It's not the story that I know, that I've watched 100 times and read the manga. And I'm like,
welcome to
they're gonna
every
change it.
Comic book nerd's nightmare since early 2000 with the X-Men movie. At the very least. But yeah, since that came out, yes, every comic book nerd has been heartbroken pretty much by most every movie that has ever come out. Because, I mean, I was that guy because I was huge into comic books. And it's like Marvel movies, like, oh my god, X-Men, yes!
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's got to be exact. It's got to be an exact team. It's like, wait, where's Iceman isn't with the team? Where's Angel? Where's the avenging angel of New York? Where's the people? Why's Wolverine here? This isn't the same. So yeah, I had some issues, which I had to grow out of. But yeah, you cannot be seriously attached to the subject material. Cannot.
I mean, Willem Dafoe was the perfect Shinigami from the story. It like you can't. You look at the character and you're like, oh, well, if that's ever a movie, it'll be Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got a matching like facial structure to the Shinigami. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he's honestly that's the only redeeming quality of that movie.
It was William Dafoe.
Yeah, 100%. When he wasn't on screen, I was like, oh god, can you just bring him back? Oh, there he is! Yay! Like I was.
It's like Chris Pratt basically made the Jurassic World movie. Because until Chris Pratt shows up, like that movie's kind of a drag. And then once he shows up and like things get started, it's like, all right, I'm in this now.
You cheer for you actually cheer for the dinosaurs. Like kill them all. I don't care. Whatever.
Like,
I don't even know who that dude is. Is that Vincent D'Onofrio? He's an a-hole. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. So yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah. So I mean, and I may watch them, but at the same time, it's like sometimes anime things get made and they're actually like handled by fans. That is extraordinarily rare in Hollywood because if someone's going to make a movie, they're going to want to make money probably. As long as they make their money, they don't care how things are handled. And that, I feel, is 90% of things that just get made anymore. And a lot of it just doesn't really get handled with care.
I think the only anime / comic book, well, I mean, Deadpool was kind of done well. The Serenity movie was actually done by the director of the show, so that was done well. The Rurouni Kenshin movie, have you seen that one?
The animated one?
No, the live action one.
Huh. I didn't know about that one.
It's done by a fan. You can see it.
Okay. I mean, that's like the low budget Tekken movie. Not done by a fan at all. At all. Yeah, that was horrible. That was just someone looking to do an action movie. Mm-hmm. It was bad. It was bad, man. It
was like in the house, the Island of the Dead quality bad. So bad. So bad it was good.
No, not at all. It was just bad. You have Anna and Nina, worldwide assassins, playing prostitutes for Kazuya.
Oh. Nope, that's not right.
Yoshimitsu is some assassin that he hires. Jin Kazama is trained by Steve Fox. Like, have you played the Tekken game? I mean, at all? Have you, like, looked into the story? At all?
What? The Super Mario Brothers movie. Do you recall?
Oh, my Jesus.
Do you recall that?
I recall that being a train wreck, but I loved it as a kid.
Thank you. It was so bad it was good, right? Like, as a kid, I was watching it like, sweet.
Well, apparently that movie has quite the story to tell behind the scenes, let me tell you what.
Really?
That movie apparently had like 2 or 3 different script rewrites while it was in production. Yeah.
That's not what
you want. Went through a director change like while it was made, and like one script like wanted it to be like dark and gritty, and that's why it's like half of it's what it is, and the other one, that was just like, it wasn't really, it was just handled bad because it was a movie that was handled bad. But yeah, that's why that ended up being a train wreck.
It did the Destiny before the Destiny, with the whole rewrite and the director change, and
essentially it was it was the Destiny before Destiny. And the fact I even hated it as a kid. I mean, it kind of makes sense because you do wonder why they're the Mario Brothers, but the fact that they stayed his name as Mario, it's like, no, like brothers can be known by a more famous older brother like Mario. No one cared about Luigi for years. Up until like Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Nobody cared about Luigi.
I was going to say until he got his mansion.
I mean, and then let's look at Mario's original name when he was in the Donkey Kong arcade game.
Jumpman.
Jumpman. So it's like, huh.
If you guys could make your dream video game / anime, manga, comic book movie, what would it be?
What subject matter would I want to see on the screen? In a very well done way.
Yes. This would be like if you had the money and you could get the effects perfect, directed by you because you're a fan.
I would want a more MMO style first person shooter. So more than Destiny. Like you actually get more abilities as you level up.
Yep.
Or you actually have a level cap.
Alex, movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
movie. Yeah, Destiny was.
Based on like a game.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, oh, Destiny the movie. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of two things come to mind. Because as a kid, they were probably like the most hype things I ever watched. Because they were shows that I could listen to the theme song and just get super excited about watching the show. And that's either Voltron or Thundercats.
Oh, God. Thundercats.
Because those were two shows that literally excited me just by the theme song itself, just hearing it. It's like, oh, my show's starting. I have to watch. I have to watch. But yeah. One of those two would definitely be, like, the movie. Like, which makes me sad because Thundercats was going to be a movie, but apparently Speed Racer bombed, which sucks because it was done by the Wachowski siblings. It has to be said now. Because one of them was a man.
I thought they both were men, and then they both transitioned.
I know one of them have. I don't know about the other, but it's definitely a brother and sister now, at the very least.
You can do.
They could be pair of sisters.
They can do whatever they want. They gave me the Matrix.
Yeah.
That's how I look at life.
But and that's like the Matrix is like a general anime fan movie, and it was done pretty well. Now there were some plot points to it, which hilariously, the plot points that don't make sense were things that they had to rewrite because Warner Brothers was scared that most people wouldn't understand like major plot to it. Such as one thing like the machines using humans as batteries when like organic bioelectrical impulse is actually very inefficient as an energy source. I think the original script had them being used... was it a heat source? I can't remember, but there was definitely something else like to the script. But either way, like, but yeah, you can just definitely tell, like, especially like by the third one, even though the plot got a little wonky, but those were like super. And that was the fight between Smith and Neo. That was like the most Dragon Ball anime fight ever, and it was actually really well done.
Yeah,
like that fight was actually super well done. Like going behind the scenes and like seeing how they did that, like using like the super slow-mo camera and like fake hitting them and like, oh my god, it was just like really amazing to see how they made that work, and it looked really good. And it actually didn't get topped until Man of Steel. Man of Steel had like the second best like anime-looking fight scene ever between Superman and Zod. Oh my god!
Well, two Kryptonians will throw down. Let's just be honest.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I mean, but it looked good. Like, say what you will of the plot of Man of Steel or how it went, the fight between Kal-El and Zod was amazing. But yeah, Speed Racer did that. Well, Wachowski's, which they did the Speed Racer movie, but when you go back and watch the original Speed Racer series, trust me, considering that's what they based the movie off of, they did that movie fantastically.
Oh yeah, yeah. The old Speed Racers were. Yeah, that was.
I have to win this race.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you were just exclaiming, and I was like, yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh,
That's
1,
fair.
2, 3. I have to get in first place. I have to win because winning is everything I know. I have to do this. Oh,
Why do you have a chimpanzee in your crew?
And I loved John Goodman is his name. Yeah. When he had that, it's like ninjas, more like nonjas.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's funny. It's a pretty bad line, but it's still hilarious in the context.
It's a good pun. It's a good pun.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that movie was kind of a catastrophe, and sadly, because that movie was a catastrophe, they canceled the Thundercats movie that was going to come out. It got canned. So,
I think for me, American cartoon Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Anime. I mean, it has a ton of anime movies, but a live action Bleach done well would be awesome. You know, with all the Bankai and the Shikai and, overpowered the hollows looking dope and stuff. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
For video game, man, Zelda.
Legit, yeah. That would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good.
I mean,
Like, the Assassin's Creed movie wasn't too bad. I'm going to say that.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, sadly, okay. I may have watched it in a specific way where that, because half of the movie was done in a foreign language. Not entirely sure what that language was right now. I can't remember. But, the foreign language was not subtitled when I was watching this movie. So, I did not know. Yeah, I did not know half that movie, like plot wise. The action was pretty good in the foreign scenes. I'll give it that. What I could understand was basic Assassin's Creed, basically. So I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't amazing. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and because I knew so much about Assassin's Creed, I found like a lot of what they were saying just kind of meh. So it's like, if you're a fan of the movie, you might not like it. But it's an Assassin's Creed as a movie. It's not anything fantastic, but
yeah,
it's there. It does a thing. It's not bad. But if you want like a really well done video game movie to watch, Warcraft. That movie is fantastic. It is the most well done video game movie I have ever seen.
Really?
Yes, it is. It is that top spot. It's there.
I didn't want to watch it because I was afraid it would be bad.
No, isn't that? I knew it wasn't going to be awful because Blizzard's like Screen Splash showed up. Blizzard had control of that movie in some way.
Okay.
Yeah. So I knew it was going to be okay, but that is like a really good rendition of the original Warcraft, Orcs versus Humans, the RTS game. It is a really good telling of that era of Warcraft, but in a way that also incorporates future lore, as well as just some generic changes kind of to make it like their own and crap like that, which, that's just fine.
Question.
Like, I didn't expect an exact retelling of the original Warcraft, but what they did was really well handled, I believe.
Question. You don't have don't go too deep. Just yes or no. Do you see Frostmourne?
No.
Okay.
No. That's like I said. They really focus on like the story of the first Warcraft. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I think Frostmourne happened just a touch before the Orcs invaded first.
Okay.
Maybe. Or I could be confusing that because, like I said, I stopped. I tried to I didn't have a computer that would run it when Warcraft 3 came out, so I didn't play Warcraft 3. I've never played WoW, so a lot of like the later lore escapes me, but I'll always respect Blizzard for everything they've done on the original like Warcraft and Warcraft 2 back when you couldn't quite fit story modes in games. Even for PC games, it was harder to do. But not only did Warcraft do that, with what was happening in the game, but they also did that in the instruction manual and like a history of. Like, you knew exactly where these orcs were coming from, both in the campaign and the instruction manual, which, yes, in the instruction manual is the equivalent of Grimoire. Anyway, because it was information that wasn't in the actual game. And if you're renting the original Legend of Zelda and they didn't have an instruction manual, you didn't know what Link was doing or why.
Nope. You just go into a cave, get a sword, go find some shit.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Yeah. Yeah. But, I digress.
We have an email that was sent in with a question. They sent it into the RngCast at gmail.com. I think he sent it in last week and I was forgetful. So, this is from Lazarus the Lich. Good day, gents. Laz here. Since there's a lack of Destiny stuff to talk about, potential spoilers material not withholding. We already covered the spoilers. I'd like to present a scenario to you. You're designers with Bungie and are told to choose a planet in our solar system that hasn't been used in game yet, or create your own planetoid. What planet do you choose as an explorable world, and what alien races occupy said planet? Or, like I said, create your own planetoid and describe it, please. Alex, come on in on this one, buddy.
Oh, man. I gotta go with something cold, something like Neptune or Uranus, just for the fun of it. Give it a time limit. So anytime you drop in, you have a time limit before you freeze or you lose your light. So the longer you're in there, the weaker you become. So when there's like a raid on there, then it becomes like a race to beat the boss before your light runs out. And then once your light runs out, you got to dip out and go back to orbit and start all over, start fresh, back all over again. I feel like that would be the most difficult way to doing that.
You see, that mechanic would work if it was just chipping away at your shield and your life. And you know what I mean? Like constantly stopping you. Like you can only regenerate to a specific, sort of like how exposure works. Is that what you're thinking?
Kind of, yeah. Only except like an actual like time limit. Like you have a little timer that says life, reservoir or whatever, and it has like a countdown to it where it's counting you down to the minute. I mean, it's going to give you, your hour, 2 hour time limit where it is reasonable, but they're not being able to like camp out, do the cheeses like they used to.
That's a good one. What alien races would be on the planet?
Ah, snaps! I have no idea. Got to be some sort of icicle monsters, right? Something that shoots out ice beams. Anytime I think of that stuff, I start thinking Pokemon, and my mind goes crazy.
A Wampa?
Yeah.
And reminded me of that one chick from Thundercats, one a part of the Lunatics. Or Lunatics.
Yes. One of my favorite
that
villains.
was her thing, is like she froze people. Like for some reason that's like my mind tends to wander that direction.
Two Thundercats? I mean, that's a great place for your mind to wander to. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for it. That you brought up the Lunatics. That's like one of the greatest villain arcs ever.
I know, right?
Oh, you got tired of Mumra? All right. Everybody's
you got tired
of
of his like lackey mutants and crap? Well, here's Lunatics. Like, what?
I mean, how many times did Mumra make a promise to the ancient spirits of evil to get power, and then be like, I'm gonna crush the Thundercats this time, I promise, and then like it never happens, and then it was like, no, this time for sure, guys, I'm sorry. And they really I mean, I would want to say I'd want to do like a throwback to See Fundament before it was destroyed by the Cataclysm. I think that would be cool. See where the hive originated from. I don't know how they would do it. They'd have to do it as like a flashback or like kind of a time thing. You go back in time, you can interact but not really interact. Maybe you would be the Leviathan, like, don't do this, don't do this. That would be an interesting little tweak. You're the reason why the hive exists. maybe like a if that everybody's like, oh no, that's cheating. You picked a planet that actually has lore and all that. A clockwork planet would be awesome. Not Vex, clockwork. Like the Vex are trying to take over, but whatever species is doing it would have. I don't want to say like the Dwemer from the Elder Scrolls, but that's the kind of thought I have. You know, golems and clockwork men and all that. That would be kind of cool. Steampunky, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. What do you think, Des?
Me, I'm going to. Of course, I'm going to go a little obscure. Shocker for anyone that's expected me not to. Ceres. Ceres is a planetoid that is nestled in an asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. For a little background information there. I think at least in like our lore, or for Destiny's like lore and everything, to be stuck between those two planets, kind of a massive thing, because you got the Vexen like Cabal controlled world of. I mean, but then again, also like here's the thing I just thought about. But Vex Cabal fighting on Mars, then beyond the Jovians, which is Jupiter, has the 9, and then there's this planetoid between them in the asteroid belt. Which, like I said, one thing I do realize. I believe this is the same asteroid belt that is home to the Awoken. Possibly. Considering their relativistic... Then, like, I think that's one of the first major asteroid belts in our solar system is between Mars and Jupiter. But yeah, so actually, very well, it could be an Awoken planet. As far as... an alien species to fight there. I'm never disappointed by Vex. Really. Just like everything they do, the things that they're behind is usually just extremely interesting. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing like a little more truer to Terminator menacing Vex. That'd be interesting.
Like beef them up a little bit?
Yeah, beef them up a little bit. Give them maybe this submind is focused purely on annihilating Guardians. So you get a little like slightly different different shapes. Maybe you might hear the dun 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 sometimes in the soundtrack against them. That, yeah.
That was actually, interesting question.
Oh, yeah, very.
When I read it, I was like, oh, that was a good one. Thanks for that one. So, Alex, do you have any topics or questions to throw in before we get to the Paladins talk?
No, not really. I mean, just a random thing that showed up on my wife's Facebook that I thought was just too funny not to mention. Have you guys seen the new trend of eyebrows? Wavy eyebrows.
What?
They're literally, instead of, you know how girls, you do the little straight line or the, blocking looking eyebrow things, now they're literally waving them on purpose, like making them look like cartoon drawings, like a 9-year-old drew them on their faces. And they're like trying to play it off like it's like some hot new trend that's like celebrity endorsed and all the cool kids are doing it kind of thing, and holy cow, does it look ridiculous.
Do you have a picture you can put up on the stream? Because I can't place this because I can't wrap my head around what you're saying to me.
I'll have to post it up on the Discord for that, but yeah, I'll post it up on the Discord as soon as I can.
Okay. But are you talking like you shave your eyebrows off and then draw them on?
Like literally, that's what they're doing. Yeah, they're shaving their eyebrows off and then drawing them on and waving them, making them look like waves, like up and down, like pulse wave type of thing.
Like on an oscilloscope.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you shave your eyebrows, there's like a strong percentage chance that they might not grow back.
I just thought it was the most randomest thing I saw.
I thought my neighbor once was weird because she actually had eyebrows and eyeliner tattooed on her.
Yeah, there's people who do that.
Yeah, I've heard of that. But on one end, though, sadly, like this is what really shocks me. On one hand, I'm not surprised, and that's what really has me shocked and sad.
Literally, first thing I Googled, I just typed in wavy, and it instantly gave me wavy brows. And then it showed me the other thing where it's wavy brows, and they're also doing their lipstick that way too.
What?
So they're even their lipstick. Yeah. Okay. I'll show.
Jesus.
It's going on the Discord. I'm fine. I found it.
So
What the crap?
hold on.
People, if you want to look like a circus clown, there's better ways to look like a circus clown.
All right.
So it looks like you. So it looks like you sneeze while putting on your makeup. Is that what you're talking?
like you had the hiccups putting on your eyebrows.
Speaking of which, one random fact I did learn: apparently, a very reliable cure for hiccups is a spoonful of sugar.
Helps the medicine go down.
Well, there's that, but apparently, people or scientists have actually finally figured out that hiccups tend to be caused by an imbalance of your blood oxygen. Usually, too much oxygen in your blood. I think.
No. What? Why?
But yeah. So either way, it's like something about the sugar like instantly metabolizes and like balances out your oxygen as soon as it's actually absorbed through your tongue and thus hits your bloodstream very fast. Very true to life thing. So yeah, next time you have the hiccups,
All right.
try a spoonful of sugar. If it doesn't work, don't blame me.
I'm gonna see if this works. Hopefully, I can share this screen so you guys can see what I'm showing. Hopefully, this doesn't mess everything up.
It might.
Can you see that? Can you see it? That is ridiculous. No. Okay. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it's working.
Okay, that's not as awful. Like that one in particular isn't as awful as I was imagining, at least.
What? Why? Who?
I mean, using like the different colors and like shapes and crap, that can be fairly artistic. But like the one that was right next to that one, that was just literally a wavy line. That's the crap I don't get.
I mean, I can understand like personal expression. Don't get me wrong. I understand. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to do.
But if it's just a wavy line,
but if it's just a wavy
what are you
line,
expressing?
Also, what man would be like, that looks great, baby? Let's just be honest. We can be honest, like, you know, Raven, you've been married. I believe both of you are married, right?
Yes.
If your wife came up to you and was like, I got an idea. I want to do this with my eyebrows, but cut them in. Would you be like, totally, babe, go ahead? Or would you be honest with her? Because I love my girlfriend so much. I would not let her do that. Babe, look what I'm going to do. Like, no.
Like, baby, you would look like a clown.
I love you. I do. Yeah. Like, I would tell her, like, I love you, but...
A pro tip, married individuals, if you're looking to strongly disagree, start with the words, I love you. But.
It automatically gets you out of the situation, right?
I mean, it helps. Make sure that goes out first.
Alex, what are you doing on the stream, man?
Literally, something happened where it like completely cut off the video, and I was like, "God damn it!"
A little bit of behind the scenes. I'm watching the stream at the same time to keep, you know, the eyes on the chat, and you know, for all you audio listeners, get on to Twitch and watch us on Saturday mornings. Just look up the RngCast, twitch.tv.com/the RngCast. But I'm watching Alex mess with the stream, and I'm like, what are you doing?
I am struggling right now so hard.
Oh, man, you are on the struggle bus, but it's okay. It's a work in progress. Welcome to the gig. Hopefully Subcult State is in the chat, because this is the part he's been waiting for. The Paladins talk.
Bum ba bum ba bum.
Paladins.
Now,
Alex has played Paladins. I said.
Yes. You got me. You guys sold me on it finally.
Stop. Alex, you're struggling, dude. Holy crap.
Dude, literally, I have no idea why your videos completely just stopped. I don't understand it. And it keeps switching. So when Raven talks, it'll switch to his logo. And when you talk, it'll switch to this random picture of you holding your face.
Maybe that will help if I turn off my video for a second. I don't know. We'll fix it.
that works.
They're here to hear us.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. There you are.
All right.
there we go.
There we go.
All right. See, it was Buster that messed it up. It was all Buster's fault.
No.
Well, we knew it would.
Yeah, play Buster. WWBD. What would Buster do? Break shit. That's what I would do. So, Alex, you play Paladins.
Yes.
What do you think, man?
I can see where it gets addicting. It really does grab you pretty quick. I straight up bought the Founders Pack, so I was able to get all the heroes right off the bat. Just because I looked at what heroes were in the rotation for the week. And I was like, yeah, no, neither one of them are what I want. So I was like, all right, Founders Pack it is. So I just went and got it. Played Strix the first game I played. I got lucky because I instantly clicked them, and sure enough,
that's
second game I couldn't click fast enough. Someone already automatically picked them up, so I was like, all right. But yeah, I played I think a total of 6 games, and it was pretty damn fun. It was pretty crazy.
That's what's going to happen, though. Every time there's a new champion, you'll never get to play it for a while. There's going to be someone who's super fast with that.
Well, that, and it's actually harder. It's actually easier on console to play the newer guys because your selection cursor automatically starts on the new champion on console. On PC, you actually have to move your mouse into the area in which you are looking to click. So you actually have to do a little travel in order to click on the hero you want. It's actually really easy because I devised a pretty drastic way of selecting a hero on console that's new. I wait because once you get into a match with Paladins, it tells you of the queue. I will wait and be the last person to be ready for the match. Usually, now hopefully, I'll wait till the bar is almost done, and then I will ready up and just start mashing X like nobody's business. The mashing helps you select a little faster, and B, me waiting usually puts people off their guard, at least hopefully, but that technique has yet to fail me, and I can definitely select a new champion very quickly. I do feel a little evil, but
Okay.
Oh well. But yeah.
So Mulder says that his kids asked him why the Overwatch characters look so different.
Because they got better, Mulder. Because they got better. I'm going to see if I can show you guys what I'm looking at right now. All right, hold on. Do you see that? That's how she's asleep. Yeah. She's like, oh, he's talking about Paladins. This again. This old song and dance. So, that's why if you looked over and if the stream is fixed and you can actually see me most of the time, I looked over and just was kind of puzzled because she was awake 5 minutes ago.
In for the Destiny, out for the Paladins.
Yeah.
No, she's out because she's a dog. Yeah, Mulder, I do like turning people into chickens as well. Actually, funny little segue into that. If you like hearing about Pip, Raven and I, as well as Zanny 11, some set of numbers, Zanny from the Barely a Destiny show, we are starting a side project Has nothing to do
I
with
apologize for the name. I had no input on this name.
Name.
I could literally come up with like 4 better names.
The name is
like
subject to change.
10 seconds.
The name is subject to change. Okay. It's the
there's Hell Riders, there's Might and Magic, there's Ghosts and Goblins. Sadly, 2 of those are famous game series that probably can't be used anyway, but still better names.
I suggest, right now we're calling it the Paladin Palace podcast. I want to call it the podcast of the realm. I think that's a better idea. Zandyfan 711. There we go. I know with some set of numbers. We will be streaming tonight, 8 p.m. on Xanafan's Twitch channel. And we will be doing a deep dive into individual champions, if not weekly, bi-weekly. And Raven and I and Xanafan are taking the helm and doing a little massive breakdown-ish style Crucible Radio type of dive into champions, individual champions. So, since you mentioned you like turning people into chickens, take a listen. I think it'll be put up on Podbean, but Xanafan is taking the lead on this one because I will not be taking the lead on 2 podcasts. I have my hands full with this one. Raven and I will finally know. We'll be like, oh, I don't have to worry about production? Heck yes. Let's go. So, but we will still be talking about Paladins here because we go broad.
Yeah, sure.
We're more broad, wide reaching.
Just before we do go into Paladins, one major news, very interesting. Final Fantasy 15 has recently, within the past couple of days, had a free update. Some of which has apparently made some kind of stirrings in the video game community. But it is an update that allows you to play something called the Assassins Festival. And as some interesting gamers has noticed, it is an Assassin's Creed themed thingamabobber that has the main characters dressed in assassin-styled robes with lore that fits into their world, but still kind of, on the Assassin's Creed thing. Some gameplay reminiscent. The gameplay isn't that great. Because, again, that's like some of my prime issues with 15. It's just like the controls for what they're trying to do just didn't feel great. And to add it is interesting to be in a different game in robes that look like Altair's and you're assassinating people from rooftops. That's always a great feel. But so that happened, and that's pretty interesting because it is a Japanese game developer working with a very not Japanese game developer. But actually, hilariously, this is not their first time working because for 13.2, you could actually get a costume that was Ezio's robes for Noel. I think it was. But yeah, anyhow. So that's fun. That's a thing, and it's free. So if you have Final Fantasy 15, be sure you download that. I think it is a limited time event until January something-ish, maybe. Mm-hmm. Quote-unquote limited. But it's pretty fun. It gets you some things. It's got some fun things to do. Some of the, if you're familiar with the Choco-Mog Festival, it's got a lot of the same mini-games kind of coming over with a few new things. To collect Assassin's flags as a side thing. It's there's basically a treasure hunt you have to decode, which is actually pretty difficult. There's pictures of things to take where you have to I guess the picture, which I think was in some Assassin's Creed things, they give you a picture or something or a map. It might have been 4 for the treasure maps in Assassin's Creed 4, where you actually have to match certain landscapes to whatever, but yeah, crap like that. But yeah, so that's that, and that's said really fun and cool and free, and go play it. At least fairly 100% certain it has been stated as free. Yeah. So now, sorry to interrupt the Paladins.
Not back to Paladins.
Yes, back because also interesting within the past couple days. OB57 has hit consoles.
Yes, it has.
So all of you that have been dying to play Mr. OP himself, Strix, it's there. Not in comp.
Nope.
As I discovered, Paladins actually locks out brand new characters from comp. So if you want to play Strix, it's got to be casual. So yeah.
Yeah, and don't try to flake. No one tries to flake with Strix because some people play the way the game's supposed to play your role.
I flank with Strix.
He's also a sniper, so you can. That makes sense.
Don't
play a tank and then try to do a Makoa flank because I've never seen that happen before.
I actually my first match with Strix, I shot that sniper rifle 3 times because I didn't play him as a sniper. I played him as a Sky 2.0. I was going in vis, pulling out my sidearm, spraying people down, going back in vis, tracking people down, spraying them down with the sidearm. Because his sidearm is some nasty DPS, man. It's like some of the nastiest damage there can be, like, for a thing. The only thing is it's semi-auto, so you have to squeeze, so I'm not sure if you can get the best DPS out of it, but still, it's like sneaking up on someone. You hear that bird sound as you go invisible. Then just ta 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 ta, bing, bing. Go back in vis and hunt again, like Ermiger. The flashbang. Oh my god!
See, if I see a Strix on the other team, I automatically go to the. I take resistance. Stops the crowd control and the negative effects automatically. Boop, done. I'm good. That takes away. It shortens it drastically by the time you get hit by it the first time. I've actually started playing a lot of Lex recently because in the change.
Yeah, he's super beefy.
Oh, he's so beefy now. It's so good. Instead of now with his twin magnums, it doesn't have the, you can't just pin the trigger and it just paces shots. Now it's oh god, the amount of damage you can put out just and then hit pursuit when they try to run away because inevitably everyone's going to run away.
I actually took Lex because playing some comp, for whatever reason, decided to try Lex, who I had not played since his change. Like, not in the game. I took him into the shooting range to see like how he works and such. But I went like, what was it, like 35-8 for KDA. Mm-hmm. Which, that was surprising, to say the least. Oh, there it is. 16 kills, 14 deaths, 19 assists. Kill streak of 10.
Yeah.
I almost made top flank, but their Androxus had 18 kills. So, beat me by 2. But yeah, he was a lot of fun. He was a lot more fun. Like, his damage comes easy and fast now. Oh my god.
Yeah. He's a lot more fun to play. Mulder asked 2 in the chat. Is there a reason Des doesn't have the damage numbers? This concerns me. Don't be concerned. He does have a Paladin rock, a bird rock for Paladins. And what's the skill-based matchmaking like in that game? Ha 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 ha.
Oh, there definitely is. It's like, no, it's noticeable. When you start out, there's it's of course like very easy to get into, but yeah, there's definitely is some form of skill-based matchmaking, even in the casual. Mm-hmm. It's like it's also not quite as prevalent. Casual feels a lot like Destiny, like originally it did. They do try and get you like solid connections, but around your skill gap. So I mean, it does some. I think it probably does. Like, I don't know for sure how their specific thing does work, but at the same time, like comp for sure comp. That's skill based. I mean, and it's drastically noticeable from like within like 2 games. Comp is casual is noticeable within 4 to 5 games roughly. It's like you can see like skill gaps starting to increase within roughly 4 games of one another.
And you start to recognize names too. I've
Yeah.
started, I'm sort of like, oh, I know this person. Okay, I know who you're gonna play. I know how you play with this character. You're okay. I got you. Oh, you're gonna pick Eevee. All right. Probably gonna run. Yep, you're gonna run Black Hole or Wormhole, the legendaries. The grind to get to comp, Mulder, is own 12 champions. So if you buy the Founders Pack, you're halfway there and get to
Count level 15.
count level 15, which is relatively easy. You can get a get a 5 stack.
It's a bit
and
of a
just play. Oh, it's grindy.
Yeah, it's a bit of a grind, but I mean, it's also when I downloaded the PC version, I think within the first night I was playing that, I was rank 7 account level. So I mean, probably 2 or 3 days of playing the game, and you're gonna if you're playing it like fairly hardcore, so probably about a weekish within owning of characters, like. But at the same time, if you don't go Founders Pack and you have to unlock champions with gold, it's going to take you a lot longer just because of unlocking champions with gold. Mm-hmm. Like if you're actually trying to go the free route and keep things like as streamlined as possible without paying a lot of money, which I respect people that do that. That's cool. Because that's possible with this game, like especially if you just stick with the tiers and such. Because a lot of the characters they kind of give you to play to begin with are some pretty decent choices. And then, of course, there's the rotation. But, yeah, it can take a bit if you're trying to go the free route. But, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a grind. They do want you to be able to play the game fairly well.
Yeah. They do give you some of the best champions for free, though.
Some up, yeah. Like Fernando, for some reason I'm still yet to figure out why he's like the top S tier, like frontline in the game, like on most people's tier lists. I just don't understand it. But he is. So I mean, he's not a bad one to learn, that's for sure. I definitely do see it. He does have some strengths. Victor is usually within the B area. Not bad. It's just that his damage can be predictable.
Yeah.
But he's still good damage. He still does his job very well, and can have some of the most ridiculous damage numbers that can be put up. Because Victor's kitted out to basically just deal damage. He has legendary cards like, well, you hit fire. Oh, wait, here's an extra 30% damage. Oh, your target is hit by a grenade. Well, here's another 5% of damage. Oh, you're within the first 4 bullets of your clip. Well, here's like 5% more damage on those first four bullets. So, I mean, he's just he's all about like pouring damage out. But, yeah, they're all like really solid choices. And you can very easily unlock Ying by linking your Twitch account to your high-res account. So by doing that, you not only get the Twitch mirror for Ying, you also unlock Ying if you're not paying for it. So that's an easy way to get like your 9th character right there. So it only requires 3 gold unlocks as versus 4.
And Ying is one of the better damage healers. I prefer Saris. I prefer having a competent Saris on my team, but a Ying is also good.
She actually does. Yeah, with her changes, she actually is second with DPS output right behind Genos. And yes, Mulder, I have numbers, such as the fact that Strix's sidearm does around 2k damage, like at optimal freaking fire rate. So, which is like freaking unheard of. I mean, it's ridiculous that he can do upwards of like 2,200 damage is what I have calculated, because he doesn't actually give a. I had to figure out how many bullets he fires within a second to figure out how much damage. But either way, yeah, Ying is a beat. Like she's had some changes recently, and she's like a super beast support wise. Genos has some of the highest DPS for support, but Ying, they're both like pretty solid healers, so they're not bad choices. Again, Ying's had some recent changes that make her even better, like super good.
Yeah, she is super good. Started playing a lot of Sarah's, just so I could get a competent healer under my belt. I mean, Janus is always fun to play, being like, the Celestial. His new skin is amazing.
God, yeah, with the OB58.
Yeah.
Which, yes, those on PC, this includes you, Alex. Those on PC, you can download Paladins public test server directly from Paladins themselves, and you can actually get access to champion, like, to patches early. Like, as of yesterday, I think it was, OB58 has gone up to the PTS, public test server. So, like, you can, like, get a feel for, like, different champions and such, even before they hit PC, like, officially. Because it will trickle down, within about a week, it will trickle down to PC. And then that will, in a week and a half, thanks to console freaking confirmation or whatever the crap they need to do to push a patch out for console. It's not like week and a half, so... But you can get a feel for things now.
Yeah, it's interesting how fast the patches turn around, because 57 was like, It's like a week and a half, 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, basically. Because we were able to get it on console, so it's about 2 weeks. And here they are with another patch. I mean, but then again, that's like high-res, like, mission statements for Paladins, is the fact that they want to, like, develop this, like, with the community and, like, as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also, like, as being part of, like I said, they're trying to develop with the community. It was data mined that a Maeve would be getting a new skin, possibly, in OB58. Well, she is getting a new skin in OB58. It was originally called DJ Maeve, but apparently thanks to PWND on Twitter posting something that mentioned a Rave Maeve, it is officially Rave Maeve in the PTS, which is a much better name. Because Rave is actually kind of spelled like Maeve as well. It's like R-A-E-V-E. So, yeah.
And it's really cool.
That costume is, like, super... It's like, she wears, like, this trench coat normally, so it's like this cyberpunk, like, trench coat where the edges of the coat are like this equalizer. And she's got, like, this... What was Watch Dogs? Like, they had these hackers, like, one of their hackers had, like, this mask that, like, LED'd, like, different emoticons, which kind of what she's also part of, which looks good. Like, I love their skins, though, man. They like, Paladins is really... I love their skins. Like, what they're doing so far.
It also has this... You have a special soundtrack.
Yeah, you do.
Like, that was awesome. When
it's
I
like
saw
some
that.
dubstep. It's great.
Yeah, that's one of the things I noticed, that the super change, like, they're really stepping out, and they have a VIP program. Which, hey, high res, take my money, please.
But I mean, and that's the thing, because the base of the VIP program isn't even something that's really designed for you. I mean, you can throw money at it, of course, but like, the VIP things, like, immediately, like, as soon as you hear about that, like, a person's going to think, oh, they're giving you things you have to pay for. No. VIP points are an extra currency that Hi-Rez has came up with that is basically something else you can get at the end of a match. If you win a match, you get, like, 60 VIP points. If you lose a match, you get, like, 35 VIP points. It's kind of like Iron Banner back in the day. So, I mean, you got that thing going. And there's a special VIP store that you can get the Rave Maeve outfit. You can get the Black Mech Fernando FN1 crap. Erebos.
Yeah. A Black Gundam.
Which, legitimately, I played a match on the PTS, and our Fernando had FN01 Erebos, which uses the same voice pack as FN01 Helios, which is the Gundam Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
One of his like taunts or whatever has him asking you if you want to join in on his endless waltz.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
that's it's like, oh, come on. That is like a direct freaking rip-off of Gundam Wing OVA. Come on.
That's freaking great.
Yeah, you mentioned something about it. By the way, all of a sudden I just hear endless waltz, and I'm like, you just... Oh. I like where your head's at.
The Goddess Leanne.
Oh, Goddess Leanne. It definitely looks like somebody. It literally looks like one of the people that came out of Smite. Legitimately. I think it kind of looks like Aphrodite, just with a rifle. But, no, not Aphrodite. Nike, I think. I haven't played a lot of Smite, but yeah, like Genos, like the Celestial. This is freaking sick Eclipse look. I mean, this looks like some like
a dark,
like
it's like
trials.
Yeah,
this looks like some Trials of Osiris crap that he's wearing. It's nice. It's like black and orange, and he looks like a superhero with the Eclipse on his chest, which I'm not mad with. I mean,
the gun design
does not fit. You know, it fits.
I'm interested to see what they come up with. I mean, they do have 2 new sound packs.
Yeah, one of which is Rain Day, which Rain Day is a person that they work with doing their own like how to play series. He's basically kind of like a voice for Paladins. He does host like a few Paladins videos for their video. I'm not sure if he's just like a pro player or part of their dev team or something on his own. Because I know Drybear, one of their devs who works not only on Smite but also some on Paladins. He does actually, or at least has like streamed like gameplay from like his account.
Oh,
so,
no,
I don't know.
No, Rain Day does. Yeah, Rain Day does.
But like I said, I don't know if he's a dev as well, like Drybear is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Rain Day is getting a voice pack, much like Drybear. Someone called Long Hair, was it?
Pretty Hair.
Oh, Pretty Hair. That one escaped me. I don't know about that one. But yeah, seeing a name Pretty Hair, it's like, all right then.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they do though. I mean, like I said, the VIP thing, Hi-Res, is coming out. You can throw money at it. There is a VIP pack that will come with 25 Radiant chests, as well as a number of VIP boosters, where you can get more VIP points, like for wins and crap. Mm-hmm. And it also comes with this sick barbarian style.
Oh my god! I was going to say the Conan the Barbarian's in. When you take the helmet off, there's the black one in the eyes. So good.
Oh, it looks great. Now, this is also like the Black Mech Fernando and the Barbarian Zen has actually been, they were data mined 2 builds ago, but they weren't like out yet. So apparently they've been like collecting the things necessary, like basically like a program and such, because, you know, kind of like Destiny, there's actually one person that has dedicatedly been data mining Paladins. Every OB he finds this hidden information, like heroes that are already like at least partially in the game, certain changes that are going to be made, possibly. Like I said, Black Mech Fernando, Conqueror Zen, even DJ Maeve, as it was known originally, was in. Like I said, Barbarian Zen was in OB55, I think, and Black Mech Fernando was like OB56. Then DJ Maeve was that of mine from OB57. And now, hilariously, OB58, with the VIP thing, is using these skins, like as part of like the VIP program.
I think Live Cat would be a good nickname for her, with, you know, Dead Mouse, Live Cat.
Oh yeah, that's true. But no, like I said, the fact that someone said Rave Maeve and someone at Hi-Res didn't think of that, considering how good they are with puns. Like if you read the loading screens for Paladins, you know they have a thing with puns.
Yeah. Ruckus does them. Also, let's not forget the redesign of my boy Barrick.
Yeah, Barrack is getting the Ruckus treatment. Like, for those that have played and were shocked, as I did, because I actually didn't keep up with the notes at the time, I'm shocked that Ruckus went from this very sleek and sexy-looking mech to a wooden plank junker. Barrack is getting a redesign. Barrack's redesign, he's not getting as drastic of a redesign, I don't think. Like, it's much more subtle. Like, the round piece on his belt is going to be square. His hair is going to look like gruffer and I think longer. Not as, like, well kept. His goggles are going to be square instead of round.
They're also broken.
But, yeah. But much like Ruckus, you will be able to buy the original Barrack look, which is going to be dubbed high tech. And you can, like I said, like Ruckus, they redesigned his default look, and then they took his old default look and made it the BETA collection. So Barrack is getting the high-tech collection as his former default skin. And OB58 will be celebrating Brazilian Independence Day. So Cassie and Lex are getting very specialized skins, basically bikinis and swimsuits with Brazilian colors.
Tyra's getting a new gun with with leopard skin on top as opposed to wolf skin and the Brazilian colors.
Rogos.
And Sky.
Vanessa, Sky, and Tyra are getting Samba weapon, which, much like the American Independence Day where they had red, white, and blue rifles, this is again Brazilian colored weaponry, which, like I said, I'm really glad that they're giving like an international thing, because when they did the American Independence Day, it's like, of course, because it's an American company and it's an international thing, so I felt like they were kind of like shoving the American imagery down people's throats.
Yeah.
But now they're doing like the Brazilian Independence Day, so it's like, all right, fair play. All right, like there's something else you're doing, so touche, high res, touche.
It's cool because they shoot. What was it that they shoot? Don't all of the weapons shoot like streamers and confetti?
Yeah, I know for the independent, it's hilarious. They definitely, it's something like that they're going to be doing. But I don't know about the Samba stuff. But like I was actually confused because Lex's Independence Day weapons literally shoot like red, white, and blue streaks at you. So it was kind of weird. But yeah, it's very themed munitions, which is a very nice touch. I mean, Hi-Rez gets some flack for constantly introducing skins and constantly introducing champions in their games. Sometimes seemingly in lieu of actual like bug fixes and stuff. But it's like I've had this conversation, but I actually like, at least, like I said, the characters and the skins are coming out for Paladins. It's like, Smite is kind of a hit or miss, somewhat. I mean, they're actually like constrained in what they're designing to a degree because there's God versus God. So I mean, find an interesting God, then you have to match a MOBA kit, to that god that makes sense to their cultural background and such. So that's always a challenge. But like I said, I think they have a little more freedom with Paladins, so I think I like it more, especially like with OP57 came out, Victor and Lex had these like exosuits, which look good. They look great. Like the promotional image for Victor's suit basically looked like the cover of Doom.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
I got that one actually. So when I logged in this morning, I got the 35 free the 35 free ones, the free Yeah, why would I not? You know what I mean? Why would I not take that? Let's just be real. So that's what I did. I learned. I got it. Everything's good. So all fun, all games. Oh, and I got the Lex from the Necromancer chest. I think that's what it's called, right? The Necromancer chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. I got the guns, the Dark Evil boogie guns. So, yeah, happy. So, I remember a while ago you asked me to vote on a skin, right? Was it a Sarah skin?
Yeah. Well, it was a community project, and first was voted as the community subject, and there's been no word of like exactly when it's going to be coming in. I think it has been data mined, so I think they're kind of waiting for a time to release it. Which sadly it does tend to take a while for champions to get skins. It can take a bit because kind of like Overwatch, they do tend to focus on the easier targets. It's like a lot of the time, like this, like the second I think bikini that Cassie's getting as Lex with his swim trunks.
Yeah,
and they're like legitimately like recolors of their former swimsuit sets.
Yeah, it was instead of a screen, right?
Yeah. So. Which still isn't bad because there's like some design like differences. It's not like a direct recolor. There are some differences, so it's a thing. It's a thing. But also speaking of OB58, hilariously, definitely get your games in with Strix because they're going to start putting they're going to start knocking him down a few pegs.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Sadly, not what I thought, though, to be honest. Like, I thought they were going to take down his sidearm damage, but they're actually taking down his sniper rifle damage by 100, which it's going to be interesting. It's like his stealth is going to be not going to be as easy to do, or it's not going to be as abundant as it was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a thing. But yeah, they're like within their past like builds, they're like really trying to fine tune champions into like very specific roles. Sadly, they still don't know exactly how they're going to nerf Genos, because legitimately, OB58 is going to be his third nerf in a row. They are once again taking down his healing, his legendary healing card that would give 15% automatic like a person's health, and then the healing over time. That's going to be 10% instead of 15 now. It's like, sweet Christ. All right then.
But yeah, they're definitely. Well, I mean, it's funny that Maeve is getting a boost, getting a cool new skin, and then getting a buff. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, she's getting some ease of use. I am glad to see that. Kind of like where they're head at for Ruckus is like what I'm feeling for Ruckus as well, because his missiles make him like a super aggro front line, and so they'll be increasing its projectile speed, which that is my roughest thing in using the missiles, is like where to aim when I throw them. But they're increasing their projectile speed, and they're going to be reducing the cooldown of his missiles by 2 seconds.
So
it's like with his card, yeah. So with his card that reduces his missile cooldown, it felt like a pretty good like spot where his missile was like cooldown wise. This is going to feel even better. It's going to feel really good being able to use his missiles 2 seconds earlier. Here's 500 damn that.
Yeah. And if you run opulence high enough, it'll definitely feel better. Because opulence now takes instead of being repulsor, it's for the missile launcher, which is. It's been awful quiet, man. What characters are you liking?
Yeah, man, the only ones I've played are Strix and Kinessa.
Oh.
And literally the only two characters I've ever played. The only one that I kind of have it interested in is just out of looks is that guy.
No,
He looks interesting. He looks like someone I would play, but I don't know, man.
Were you
I really
one of those that mained a Void Bow Hunter? Or
No.
Shade Step? No? You weren't into Shade Step? Dang it.
No, not at all.
That's fine. That's fair. That's fair. I thought you were, but apparently I was wrong. Anyone that is, Cassie. Needs to go Cassie.
Cassie's fun.
Cassie has dodge rolls. Always have dodge rolls. As long as you can hit your shots, you can always have dodge rolls.
Yeah, these dodge rolls. Yeah, because I think you mentioned that to me. You're like,
Yeah, the dodge rolls are fun.
Buster, just dodge. Just always dodge.
Get it out to where it's like, oh, here's a dodge. Oh, the legendary card makes this next shot like even more powerful. Oh, this is regular card and like knocks off like 4 seconds if I hit my first shot out of dodge. So here's a hard shot. Oh, like usually by the time I take that shot, cooldown on dodge is up. So let's dodge again and get out of this situation, get a better vantage point, do better damage, blah blah blah. It's really interesting to play her.
Who was I trying to? I was trying to. Not Cassie. Drogos. Yeah, Drogos is the one I struggle with the most. So
Yeah.
yeah, he is definitely an interesting individual to be trying to play as. So
And for those, he's definitely like kind of an Overwatch like gateway because he does function similarly to Pharah, but he doesn't fly as good as Pharah does. Like Pharah is actually designed to be able to stay in the air for very much extended amounts of time. High-Res is making Drogos to where he can't. They're actually not looking for him to stay airborne for long periods of time. It's around the time I first started playing Paladins, like, he actually got a nerf to his boosters because people were staying airborne for a little longer than they wanted to.
yeah, he's super. I mean, he's fun to play with. You get to fly around, and he has a very cool. His ultimate, a dragon punch. You know, a one-hit quit. So I mean, that's pretty awesome.
He is the One Punch Man.
Yeah, yeah. But
which is hilarious. Like, I was diving for information, and his punch doesn't have a damage classification.
Really?
Because it's an execute. I mean, whatever it hits, it kills. So it doesn't have a damage classification because there's no way to reduce its damage. Because it's just 100% health damage.
Yeah, that's true. The one of the times I was playing as Jen, I was running around and I hit somebody with the lift.
Yeah.
And as soon as I lifted him up, I heard, I'm gonna kill. His quote that he says when he does his super, and he punched the dude that I had lifted in the air, like it was like T-ball. It was hilarious to watch.
Now, also, for those playing Paladins, like a nifty trick to pull on a Drogos, once you hear, "Behold the Dragon's Fury," if you're Ying, throw a clone in front of them. It will waste their ult because he's making contact with something and he's killing that something. Yeah, that is like, it's a skill. Like, it's a skill thing to do. But it's definitely like a pretty good counter to the fact that you're eating something that that basically can kill your tank. I mean, that's like its job. It's a tank. Like, the first target you should target with something like that is the front line.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, who else? The shield. Any shield will do it too.
Yeah.
Any shield thrower.
Will it anymore? I don't think it will anymore. I think they changed that.
Oh no, I did.
No. That was Fernando's charge. My bad. No.
I did it today with
that was
Fernando.
something I think they changed. Yeah, that's something I think they changed in 57 was the fact that Fernando's charge ability used to stop on shields, but it doesn't anymore.
No, yeah, you run through it, right?
Yeah, no. Like, it used to be a thing that it would actually stop, but now it just goes through. think. Changed it one way or the other. Can't remember which way they changed. But yeah.
That's funny. Using the charge and stopping must have been infuriating.
Yeah, I could imagine so. Like, I still have put a lot of time on Fernando, though.
He's fun, man.
Like, if you want to, well, I mean, that's the thing. If you want to, like, stay alive and, like, I just found, like, survivability. Like, she doesn't have great damage, but Inara's survivability as a front line is almost second to none, because hers is actual pure damage reduction. It's not a shield. It's not anything that can be hard countered. Mm-hmm. And no matter what, like, the enemy team goes into, you'll always have your damage reduction, because it's actual damage reduction rather than any kind of shield ability. Just wish she had a little more damage capability, because her damage is a little poop.
Yeah, a little iffy, right?
I mean, she's not bad damage, because she's actually the highest out of the normal front lines. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you got someone like Ruckus that does nearly twice the amount of a DPS. So, like, when compared to Ruckus, like, nobody's great, but like, the only person that can outdamage her other than Ruckus is Barrack with headshots.
Oh, using the new card?
No, because that card actually removes precision damage. But and, like, bumps his attack up to, like, 650, which puts him in line with, like, Makoa. But, like, with his normal blunderbuss, you can actually get 750 a shot out of with precision hits. But, of course, it's pretty hard to hit him with precisions, and you got to be pretty close to consistently do it.
Mm-hmm. Sub, I hope that that filled the need you had to listen to some Paladins talk. That's funny, Alex. You have the perfect timing. I guess if no one else has any little quick topics to bring up, or any questions or whatever, we can bring this episode to a close. Alex, do you have anything you want to bring up real quick? Any questions, concerns, motivations?
No, just watch out for those wavy eyebrows.
Yeah, for sure. Dash, you have anything? Anything you want to bring up real quick?
No.
Okay. Well, then I guess that brings this episode of the RngCast to a close. Alex, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yep, you can find me here on Twitch under known as Alex. I stream every day, Monday through Friday, and on the weekends whenever life/wife lets me. Other than that, I'm on YouTube and Twitch, same thing, known as Alex.
And this is your boy Raven. You can find me on Twitter at DES_Raven. Search me out on Twitch, where I broadcast under the Corvus Nest, which will come eventually. Let life run its course for now. And you can search me on the YouTube, Death Switch Raven.
And you can find me, Buster Knuckle, on Twitter at BusterKnuckle13. That's BusterKnuckle13. On Twitch, twitch.tv/the orange Buster_Knuckle. I just double tap plugs. You can find this podcast, the RngCast, on Twitter at the RngCast. On Twitch, twitch.tv/the RngCast. You can email us, therngcast@gmail.com. If you like what you hear and want to support us monetarily, we do not require that. But if you choose to, we greatly appreciate it. You can do that at Patreon by going to www.patreon.com/the RngCast. At the $3 tier, you get the episodes early, and you get the pre-show. which is always awesome because sometimes we say some crazy stuff and sometimes we fix things and yell at each other. Who knows what you might get, but you get it. So we thank you. And that being said, this is the RngCast, and we're out.
Later, man.
Peace.
See you all next week.